Arcfieldweather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, April 17th. Still enough cold air around across the northern U.S. for some snow. This is the latest radar map from WSI's and telecast.com, and we see some accumulating snow across Wisconsin into the state of Michigan. A swirl in the atmosphere right here. And again, it's cold enough for some accumulating snow in the upper part of the Midwest. And we'll focus in on the likelihood for more cold air outbreaks over the next couple of weeks, including more snowfall for the northern part of the nation. Last Thursday and Friday, it reached way up into the 80s, maybe 85 to 89 degrees or so for afternoon highs in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and some areas of the Mid-Atlantic region. Late last week, there were record highs. Well, that is not the beginning of a surge of summer-like warmth. It looks like that was just a temporary blip. And again, we'll have some cold air outbreaks for the next couple of weeks into the northern U.S. We have this frontal system working its way to the north and east right now across the northern Mid-Atlantic region. It'll kind of sweep on through New England. And there, again, is some pretty cold air for this time of the year crossing the Great Lakes. It'll certainly be a cooler next couple of days in the Mid-Atlantic region and the northeast U.S. compared to the last couple of days. The rest of the nation pretty much on the quiet scene this morning here. Maybe a few scattered areas of rain and snow out in the Pacific Northwest. Well, before we walk through last night's 0Z run of the GFS, let's just take a quick look here at the 10-day forecast for snowfall. This is again using the operational version of the GFS, and here we go. Much of the northern U.S. is still to receive some snow over the next 10 days. This takes us right to the end of the month of April. Right now, in the upper part of the Midwest, there's some snow falling in Wisconsin and Michigan, and that's largely reflected right here on this particular map. Again, this is for the next 10 days. Some snow in the interior sections of the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast U.S., and certainly some of the Rocky Mountain states, especially the northern Rockies, will get more accumulating snow over the next 5 or 10 days or so. Well, let's walk through the upper level pattern here. We're looking at 500 millibar height anomaly maps from the 0Z run of the GFS. And a couple of features will certainly jump out at you. One, high latitude blocking over Greenland. Northern Canada kind of rears its ugly head again over the next couple of weeks. And a lot of time going forward through the remainder of April will feature an upper level trough in the eastern part of the nation, and that again is usually associated with colder than normal air. Here we are beginning the week here Monday morning with this deep trough focused, centered over the Great Lakes, and again there's accumulating snow right now, Wisconsin, Michigan. We'll move forward here, and this is an area of above normal heights right now over northern Canada into Greenland. But watch what happens as we move forward here in time. That really intensifies, that upper level feature over the northern part of Canada. Here we go into the middle part of the week, and a ridge does pop up, and temperatures will rebound nicely in the Mid-Atlantic region for the second half of the week, specifically Thursday and Friday, probably back up in the 80s in the I-95 corridor region of the Mid-Atlantic region. But look what is happening here over Greenland, northern Canada by the latter part of the week. This is the forecast map for Friday morning. Again, we're looking at 500 millibar height anomalies. And not only do we have that high latitude blocking type of feature setting up here over Greenland and northern Canada, but we have another trough system here, another deep, widespread area of below normal heights into the eastern part of the nation by the second half of the upcoming weekend. It looks like there'll be a strong cold front, probably creating showers, maybe some thunderstorms sometime in the middle of the weekend in the eastern part of the nation, the Mid-Atlantic region, Northeast U.S., maybe late Saturday night into the day on Sunday. So at the same time, you have a deep upper level trough over the Mississippi Valley into the eastern U.S. You have this high latitude blocking setting up over Greenland. Let's keep moving forward in time here, and this kind of pattern really intensifies. Look at this. This is now about a week from right now, early part of next week, which takes us into the last week of the month of April. Not only strong high latitude blocking here over Greenland, northern Canada, but a deep upper level trough throughout much of the eastern half of the nation. We'll just keep going forward here. This is all the way out into the middle of next week. We're looking at Wednesday, April 26th, troughiness over the east coast, high latitude blocking over Greenland, northern Canada, with the higher heights than normal, higher pressures than normal. That leads to more cold air outbreaks for the northern U.S. going right into the end of the month of April. Well, how will this translate to temperatures? Lower part of the atmosphere, we're looking at 850 millibar temperature anomalies as we begin the new work week, as we begin the day here on Monday morning, April 17th. A strong cold front now working its way really from the southwest to the northeast. Still some warmer than normal air lingering this morning over New England, but this cool shot advances from the southwest to the northeast. We'll move forward here and watch as that happens here. This will be a breezy couple of days in the Great Lakes, the mid-Atlantic region. Still some colder than normal air out over the western part of the nation. They've had a cold stretch of weather all winter long in California, stormy as well. A little bit of an area of above normal in the middle part of the nation. Here we now into the middle part of the week, and this warmer than normal air mass pushes into the northeast on Thursday and Friday, and we'll jump in temperatures here, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. This is Thursday morning, and well above normal temperatures at the lower part of the atmosphere. We're looking at a few thousand feet above the ground level right here, and again, high temperatures on Thursday and probably Friday as well, 80 to 85 degrees in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. But notice, colder air continues to exist out over the Rocky Mountains. We saw they'll get some more accumulating snow out of those ski areas of the Rocky Mountains over the next 5 or 10 days or so. Let's keep moving forward here. And there'll be a strong cold frontal system sliding eastward over the upcoming weekend. Here we are now by Saturday morning. Very, very chilly air mass relative to normal. This time of the year, this is way below normal, maybe some 20 degrees below normal for the heartland of the nation by the time we get to the first part of the upcoming weekend. Again, there'll be a strong cold frontal system separating that colder air to the west and warmer air hanging on in the east, but that cold front plows to the east, likely causes a period of rain in the east coast states. Middle part of the upcoming weekend, maybe late Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then that cold air continues to press to the east and reaches the mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S. by the time we get to the latter part of the upcoming weekend. And look at this, basically the eastern half of the nation. This is a week from right now, next Monday, April 24th, colder than normal. Some warmer than normal conditions out in the west, but we'll just quickly move forward and we'll see that these cold air outbreaks relative to normal will continue right into the end of the month of April. Here we are now all the way out to Friday, April 28th here. This is about a week and a half out, and still a lot of cold air relative to normal stretching across much of the eastern half of the nation. Well, let's wrap up by looking at the surface forecast maps from the 0Z run of the GFS. And here we have that accumulating snow over especially the northern half of Wisconsin, but even into Michigan. Some snow this morning as we now are into the middle part of April. And that cold front kind of working its way to the north and east, and the colder than normal air working its way from southwest to northeast through the mid-Atlantic region and then into New England later on. Again, quiet conditions right now across much of the western half of the nation. Let's move forward here. Really the big weather story will be this next cold shot that starts to show up on the maps in the latter part of the week. And here we are. By the time we get to Thursday, we have another colder than normal air mass moving in this fashion here, plowing in from the northwest and the southeast. And there'll be a strong cold frontal system really intensifying by the time we get to the latter part of the work week here. And then we'll go into the upcoming weekend. We'll see that cold frontal system right here by the time we get to Saturday morning, sliding from west to east across the Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley, and there'll be a cold air mass. We saw those 850 millibar temperature anomalies. There'll be chilly air following on the heels of that frontal system. Let's keep moving forward now here through the weekend. And again, this looks like it'll be kind of an impactful frontal system along the eastern seaboard by the time we get to, let's say, Saturday night, Sunday morning time frame, with maybe a period of steadier rain, maybe some thunderstorms embedded. That cold front works its way off the coast, and we have another chilly air mass right in this region right here by the time we get to a week from right now, the early part of next week. So it looks like a continuation of some cold air outbreaks throughout much of the northern U.S. over the next couple of weeks, even some more accumulating snow as we go forward the next 5 or 10 days or so across much of the northern U.S. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.